marine wildlife. Now this beautiful seal is April. She's a rare and endangered Australian sea lion. Now it's actually born down at Cross Coast Wildlife Sanctuary. It's part of a breeding program for her endangered species. Now April came to us when she was 2 years old, and this year in April she celebrated her 19th birthday. Now April is one of 6 seals that I currently call sea lion, and all 6 of them have something in common. They're all part of what we call the eared seal family. And they get that name due to the small ears, that they have on the side of their head. Now those ears are quite similar to our own, but they're rolled up tightly, so no water gets in them as they travel through their environment. But they do share a few other key similarities as well. The next of which I want to point out is their flippers. Now April's got a set of long and wing-like flippers, and I have a smaller set of rear flippers. If you take a look at your own hands, you've got 5 fingers, knuckles, and joints. Well, so does April. She's got webbing in between those digits. Good. And that webbing is what enables her to move so quickly through the water. Now, a lot of people realize that seals are quick at moving through the water, but what less people realize is they're also really quick up here on land as well. April's got something known as a rotating hip joint, where she can tuck her rear flippers under her body and she can walk, run, and fly. That hip joint is so strong, she can even use it to stand up. Now these seals are really well adapted for both life on land and in the water. And another similarity across all seals living in Australia is their natural predators. Now, does anyone have any idea what the natural predator of these seals is? April's going to give it a hint. What is she pretending to be? A shark, that is right. Now sharks and April actually share something in common. They're both what we call a keystone species, good, which means they are vital to the ocean climate that they live in. The keystone species doesn't exist in an environment that ecosystem is going to drastically change or potentially even disappear. But don't worry for the seals, they're really well adapted at avoiding their natural predators by relying on their strength, agility, and flexibility in order to outsmart and outmaneuver them. Now, April, you want to show everyone just how strong you are today? Okay. Well, Ace, you have been such a big help starting off the presentation. Do you want to borrow the microphone and say goodbye? Oh, thank you. Voice of an angel. Now, April is one of the rarest species of seal that you can find anywhere in the world. She, like I said, is a rare and endangered Australian sea lion. We're about to be joined by an occasional visitor of our Australian waters, and that is our sub-Antarctic bird seal, Nelson. Now, these animals typically live on the islands just north of Antarctica, but do occasionally Australia, after being found with an impact injury to his right eye. Now, when he came into care, an eye specialist from the United States was flown out, determining that right eye wasn't stable and causing quite a bit of discomfort. So she actually chose to remove that right eye entirely. But that did not slow Nelson down one single bit. He's a very busy seal here at Sea Life and acts as one of my favorite ambassadors, good for his species. Now, Nelson has come out today to help me talk about a few other key features of these incredible seals. But I thought it would be a little bit more fun to get closer to all of you for this to happen. So Nelson and I, in just a moment, are actually going to come out into the stadium with all of you. Now, for this to happen, I need to ask a big favor of everyone. I do need everyone to please remain seated in their seats. If you're traveling with any favorite things about Nelson is actually how he's able to stay warm when traveling through chilly waters. He's got a really dense layer of fur. Good, that makes him a fur seal. So, got a question for everyone. By a show of hands, who can actually see the fur coat that's covering Nelson? Alright, not too many hands. What if I do this? Whoa, looking good, my friends. Good. Who can see that fur coat now? Way more hands. That is great news. Now, Nelson being a fur seal isn't covered in one, but he's actually covered in two layers of fur. To do a density comparison between Nelson and ourselves, I want everyone to make an okay size like this. You're gonna have a nap, Nelson. Places on Nelson that don't have any fur. That's the tip of his long nose, as well as those really big furless flippers. But there is an important reason that Nelson doesn't have any fur on his flippers. Because he's a mammal like you and I. So he needs a way to regulate his body temperature. And what you'll often see seals doing is actually hopping into the water and lifting us come out today. And help me talk about how we tour a little while now. By a show of hands, who thinks the seals are listening to the words that I'm saying? Alright, couple of hands. Who thinks instead they're watching what I do with my body? Alright, couple more hands. Let's put it to the test. Nelson, do you want to borrow the microphone today? Nothing. Now watch, I'm going to tilt my head toward Nelson. You want to borrow the microphone, bud? Thank you. Now the seals are watching really closely what we do with our bodies. But they are listening for a couple of key things. They're listening for if we say the word good or we tweet our whistle. Now to the seals, that means that they're about to get something that they love, which is usually some delicious fish. Now that's how we're communicating with our seals. But why are we teaching them here at Sea Life? The most important reason is for them to voluntarily participate in their own medical care. It's what we call our cooperative care behaviors. Now this could be something like asking Nelson to open wide, allowing me to touch all of his teeth, tickle his tongue. Woo, good, smell his breath, which is fishy, but fishy breath is good breath when it comes to our seals. Now we can also ask Nelson to roll over and let us examine the underside of his body. Now from this position, we can get voluntary x-rays, ultrasounds, or even take blood from the webbing of Nelson's ear flippers. Now all of these things allow our seals to live longer under human care than they would out in the ocean. But we also teach our seals for a few other reasons here at Sea Life, and that is for their mental and their physical stimulation.